Hi there, I'm David Elmore with NESA at the Jamboree, and I am here with an exciting gentleman here, Bryan Wendell, he's Bryan on scouting, and he is an Eagle Scout, and he is here to consented to give us an interview, and I'm going to ask you to kind of start off with is, how did you get involved in scouting in the first place?
Well, my dad was the cub master of a pack in Plano, Texas that met at my local elementary school, and started out in Tiger Cubs. We'd have our den meetings at my house, go out in the backyard and go on the swing set for a little bit of blowing off steam time, and then kept on going through the ranks. And my dad's an Eagle Scout as well, up from Sherman, Texas, which is north of Dallas, and so he was able to really keep me in the program in those moments that we all have where we're like, is this really worth it? Is it, do I want to continue on till Eagle? And boy, am I glad I did, and I'm glad that he encouraged me to stay with it the whole time.
Fantastic. Well, can you tell me, probably, I know this is a hard question to answer because it's the same for me, what was one of the most exciting experiences as a scout?
Well, like a lot of people, it's got to be Philmont, because for me, that first Philmont trek that I took, it must have been in 1997, where I, the backpack weighed too much and all the gear didn't work quite right, but I made it to the end of the trail, and I remember when you're walking down that trail from the Tooth Ridge into base camp, just the sense of accomplishment that you have, and the fact that you can do something, and as a 13 or 14-year-old, knowing that you can set yourself a long-term goal like that, because we had planned that trip 18 months out or whatever, knowing that you can set a long-term goal and actually achieve it, that really tells you a lot for the rest of your life. And that if you put your mind to something and dedicate and put in the time, you can really accomplish anything you want to do. And what a great lesson for a teenager to learn at the time, and that's something I've tried to keep with me today. And the other thing I'd say really quickly, this is actually my 6th Jamboree as a either participant or staff member or BSA professional. And those Jamboree experiences have been incredible. 97, 2001, 2005, 2010, 2013, and now 2017. Those Jamborees, each one has had its own lifetime of memories.
That is fantastic, and I agree with you. I'm piling up the memories right now as we speak.
Absolutely.
Tell me a little bit about your path to Eagle Scout.
Well, my path to Eagle Scout, I just tried to earn merit badges, and I didn't try to rush to it. I did get it at age, let's say 15, which as we know is younger than average. Right now the average age is, I think, 17.3 or something, as I put on the blog. So I didn't rush, but I also was excited to get my Eagle for one big reason that you may not have thought about, and this isn't a common reason why people want to get their Eagle at 15 or 16, but at camp, what it was called at the time was Camp Cherokee in Circle 10 Council, now it's Trevor Reese Jones. There's a lake separating where we camped from the dining hall and all the different program areas, and Eagle Scouts only were allowed to take a boat across that lake, which cut down the commute time to get to the dining hall for breakfast and dinner and get to all the fun activities significantly. And so while all the other scouts in my troop were walking around the lake, once I got that Eagle badge, right across the lake. So at the time it seemed cool. Now it's a little bit silly to think about that being the reason, but just having my Eagle and being able to work on my Eagle palms was really cool. And I made a point to stay in the program after, and that, to me, I have no problem with young Eagle Scouts personally if they stay in the program after and stick with it and give back a little bit to scouting. That's just icing on the cake.
Absolutely. Well, another quick question, this is kind of shifting gears a little bit, but how has scouting and your earning your Eagle Scout affected your future and your occupation, your life, and your career?
Well, working for the Boy Scouts of America, it's really helped me just in two main ways. One is just knowing how to be a member of a team, because we are a big team in the magazines. We have a magazine team within the marketing department within the Greater Boy Scouts of America, and knowing how to collaborate with others and give and take feedback. All of that has been very positive. And then the other way is just a more technical way, is I'm one of the people on the magazine team who we turn to like fact check scouting facts. Things like, is this merit badge required for Eagle? Things like that. It's nice to just have that right in my brain and not have to look it up in a book because I experienced it. So it's like, okay, communications merit badge. Oh yeah, well I remember earning that, so of course I can answer questions about it. So it's been fun for those two ways, and without being an Eagle Scout, I definitely would not be the senior editor of the magazines.
Fantastic. Well, that is great, and I like to hear these kinds of stories to help encourage young men. And that actually leads me to my next question, which is for the young man that is working towards his Eagle.
Yes.
Do you have any words of wisdom or advice for him?
I'd say enjoy the journey, because it really is about that. Having the Eagle badge will benefit you significantly later in life. As you go into college, look for a job, get married, meet people, all that stuff, have a family. And I've done all that stuff, and I feel like it's been enhanced because I'm an Eagle Scout. But until you get there, just enjoy the process. Enjoy each merit badge. Don't rush to get Eagle. And I know I got it at age 15, but in a lot of ways, it would have meant just as much had I gotten it at 3 days before my 18th birthday, as is the case with a lot of Eagle Scouts. So enjoy the journey, have as much fun as you can, absorb as much as you can, because once you get to be grown-ups like us, you don't get to do all the fun things you get to do in scouting. So have as much fun as you can, and know that every moment that you put in will pay dividends later down the road.
Absolutely. And then on a similar vein, for those young men who are new Eagle Scouts and they're thinking to themselves, what's next? What advice do you have for that?
Those new Eagle Scouts, well, not just because we're here at the NESA tent, but stay connected with the National Eagle Scout Association, because you'll find that it's one big fraternity, and just being an Eagle Scout gets you in the door at a lot of places. You keep hearing, okay, yeah, being an Eagle is going to help you get a job later down the road, but that actually is true. I can't tell you how many CEO level people that I've been lucky enough to interview for my job who have said, I saw a big stack of resumes, and the tiebreaker was this person's an Eagle Scout. And the whole reason that this person got hired over person B, Eagle Scout. So, that's really, to me, that says it all, because you're going to get a better shot, a foot in the door because of your rank. So take advantage of that, put it on your resume, and leave it on your resume for the rest of your life.
Absolutely. Any final words of wisdom that you'd like to say?
Well, I just think everything that the National Eagle Scout Association is doing is so important, because it's introducing people in the larger community to Eagle Scouts and telling them that there are Eagle Scouts out there in literally every walk of life. There's people who are in journalism, there's astronauts, there's athletes, and everywhere you look, there's an Eagle Scout. So show off that Eagle Scout pride as much as you can, because the only way people are going to know you're an Eagle Scout, other than seeing your character and seeing that you're a decent guy, is if you tell them. And so be open about it, and you'll make these connections that you never thought were possible.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for coming by here and being a part of this, because, be a part of NESA if you can, and work towards your Eagle Scout. I think that's the come away from this interview.
Thank you so much. Yeah, this has been a real honor.
Thank you, Brian.
Thanks.